What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on Chain Misk, and we're here with
Togi from Chain Misk.
Yes, your
sir.
boy. Yes, sir. Now tell us what you did this weekend.
We went to the New Haven Regional and we got our top 32 invite.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What was your
sir.
placing?
We came in 25th. We were X2-1 after 9 rounds of Swiss, and yeah, you know, we edged it out.
All right.
Got that invite.
Man, got that top
Let's
32
get straight into the
early
profile.
invite.
Yeah, let's get into the profile. We got it. Playing Vanquish Soul, baby.
Sir, until K9 next week.
Wouldn't it just be K9 Vanquish Soul then? All right,
Sure.
you know what? Okay. Anyway.
We got Billy over here. Don't know what he's
Yeah,
done, but let's get into
so-
this profile.
Let's get into the Vanquish Soul profile. Played the 3 Raisin, 3 Mad Love, 3 Holy Sue. I think anyone that's playing Vanquish Soul right now, this is just standard. You know, you need to play these 9.
For sure, everyone's definitely on that package.
Yep. For me, I'm playing 3 Xiaolong, 2 Borger, and 1 Caesar Valius. I'm not playing the Rescue Ace package, so I needed the fire attributes, so I'm playing Xiaolong. I decided to have Heavy Borger at 2 and Caesar at 1. Worked out for me. I wasn't bricking. I didn't brick at all this weekend, so I was able to play, and yeah, works for me. The Vanquish Soul spells and traps. We played 1 Rhoda, 1 Vanquish Soul start. We played Stake Your Soul, and the 1 Snow Devil. So this was the ratios for me. It worked. I never sided this card out, not once, because you really need this.
So even going second, it's like perfectly fine.
Even
Yeah.
second, because if you can get it to turn 3, turn 4, whatever, you could. This is just your kill shot. So you always want to keep this in the deck. You always want, unless you're swapping this out with a different Vanquish Soul spell or trap. You know, I wasn't playing another one, so I always kept this in the deck. So
Safe to assume you've been using that card all day.
all day. It's actually won me my last round. So for consistency pieces, we played 2 Pot of Extravagance and 1 Triple Tactics Talent. Usually I was on 3 of this, but I had to cut it down because I built my side deck around certain matchups. So for my siding strategies, for my siding patterns, you know, it made sense for me to cut to play this at 2 rather than playing it at 3. So I cut the 1 out. So, and then Talents is just sacky as all hell. You draw it, you know, it just puts a big damper on your opponent's ability to play.
Interesting choices with the pots. Did you ever have a hand where it was just all gas, so you didn't need to resolve it, or?
Yeah, once or twice. It came up once or twice where I actually did resolve it, but there were times where I had it in the hand and I looked in my hand and I was like, you know, I don't really need to use it right now. I could just save it for my follow-up turn, and it just played normally. So because by then, you know, you already have a rock on the field, so you don't ever have the risk of getting rid of all your rocks. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go into the hand traps. We played 3 Ash Blossom,
Standard.
3 Perulia, 3 Fuelos, 3 Droll and Lockbird, 1 Baldrake, 1 Drewsworm, 1 Magnemite, and the final card, we played the Dogaran, which was also a fire attribute. It came up against the tower and it won me the game, so I'm happy with it, you know. And the crazy thing about that matchup, I also used Mad Love to bounce it back to my hand because it has 1200 defense. So I kaiju'd them, summoned Mad Love, used its effect, bounced it back to my hand, and now I had a fire attribute to continue. Because then after that, I summoned Holy Sue, and I had a Dark and Fire, and you know I was able to special summon. So
Pretty good synergy there, yeah.
Yeah, it was. The one time it came up, it won me the game. So, you know, can't complain. MVP of the week though, MVP of the tournament rather, definitely the Mole Charmies. You know, the reason why I play 6 in the main, honestly, the way I was looking at it, I don't care what my opponent has. I just want to be able to draw. Just let me draw into attributes. The more attributes I have, the more I can do. That was my mentality, so that's why I main decked 6. And it came up, you know, when there was times where I fooled my opponent twice, or I dropped a Perulia and a Fool on them, and, you know, made them make a suboptimal board, and then they tried to pass turn, and I went holy Sue during the end of main, and I broke their board during their end of main before, you know, it was my turn, because they already set their interruptions and everything. So having both Fua and Perulia definitely is the wave for this deck right now.
Yeah, and even in the mirror, like against Vanquish mirror, like you could even use it on your turn because they're gonna summon from the hand.
Exactly.
Let's believe.
Yeah, in theory you can. I never played the Vanquish mirror. I think I was, I don't know. I think I was like the only person that topped with Vanquish Soul, as far as I know. I didn't see anyone else topping. There was a lot of Malice. There was a lot of Mitsurugi Raizio. There was a lot of Malice, like I said. Chris Strong was in there. Someone topped with Sky Strikers, which was pretty cool. But I didn't see anyone else playing Vanquish Soul.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's move on to the extra deck. Extra deck, we have 3 rock. This is pretty standard. Even when K9s comes out, I think I'm going to stick to 3, at least in the beginning, to see what's going on. Played the one Code Breaker Virus. This was to out Baguska if I saw it, but I never saw Baguska, so I never went into it. More often than not, it was just either getting banished off of Extravagance if I, you know, happened to shuffle it, or, you know, it was just chilling in my extra deck. SP Dark, these came up quite a bit. Dark won me a game, and SP, you know, after you go into rocks, you go battle, and then you make you make rocks after battle, and then, you know, you can use its effect to pop a card, or you just go into SP after and banish another card. So, you know, SP is pretty good in that aspect. Played the Nash Knight package. Played Nash Knight, CXC Nash Knight 104, and C104. Pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you know, you know.
Should be a pretty good package in the deck.
Yes, sir. Played the one rocks. It came up, you know, came up the one time. Played Exciton Knight. This, in theory, was gonna be my out to Malice, going second or going first. If they hand trap me a lot, you just get 2 level 4s. You make this and you just sit on it, you know what I mean? Or you make it after you let them use all of their interactions on the follow-up, and you just blow up their board. Never came up, but in theory it works.
Would you like ever want to use Baguska over that? Or
no? If I'm going into Baguska, I'm losing. You know, that's how I see it, because I'm assuming there was a lot of Malice players, so Baguska into Malice really doesn't do anything if they have extension, and more often than not, the deck is consistent enough to where they do have extension, you know. So
fair point.
yeah, we played XZ Arc Rebellion XZ Dragon and the one Paradise Smasher. This was the true MVP. This came up 4 times, won all 4 of my matches. Stole multiple game 1s and game 3s. So this never came up, because every time I had an option to go to this, I would rather go into this. And yeah.
Yeah, Paradise too strong sometimes. They definitely need to imprint for that or something.
Facts. And
Droplets, whatever.
The last card we played was the Superstar Slayer Typhon.
Did that come up?
It came out once when I played against Malice. Helped me break their board. After I forced out their interactions, I went into Typhon, battled, then main phase 2, bounced a card, and I helped, and well, it let me break their board.
Are you definitely keeping that, or will that be being replaced?
Typhon, I think I want to keep it. I don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens once K9s comes out. So, and then finally for
let's get into that side, my boy.
Yeah. So I sided so my side deck was literally handcrafted for Mitsu, Raizio, and Malice. Those were the only 2 decks I was focused on. So we played 3 Lancia, 2 Hunter, 2 Phantasme, 2 Thrust, 1 Mischief of the Gnomes, 1 D-Barrier, and 1 Daruma Cannon, and 3 Mistaken Arrests. So,
That card's nice. Well, this
yeah,
one.
shout out to my boy Chris. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
How about the windows of the traps? Do those ever come up? D-Barrier, Cannon, Gnomes?
D-Barrier came up once. Mischief of the Gnomes never came up, even though I sided it to to play against Mitsu Raizio. I just naturally beat that deck, so it never came up. And if it did, you know, it just would have been cracked. So yeah.
All right, thank you for the deck profile. Do you want to make any other shout outs, any comments, anything like that before we get out of here, man?
Shout out to the boys at Chain Misk. Shout out to my homies that, you know, helped me prep for the event. Shout out to Chris for driving us. Shout out to Cristiano for helping me with the deck. And shout out to, you know, all the guys at Tier 1 and all the guys at Saga and all the guys at Final Turn that, you know, helped me, you know, get better as a duelist. And this is my first official top, and you know, hopefully it won't be the last one. I know top, and like sidebar, I know when people consider topping, it's top 8, but you know, I got my invite. I'm happy. On to Konami, it's a top, so I'm gonna just take it as that. And you know, I might not have gotten the deck box or the sleeves or the playmat or whatever, but I got an invite to go to a national, so I'm happy about that. And you know, now we can just sit back, relax, and focus on K9 format.
As you can see, Christmas came early with the wins they were gifting you, my boy.
Yes, sir.
Got
yes,
that
sir.
invite early.
Yes, sir.
Just
You
chilling.
know, got the invite literally the last tournament of the Mitsu of the Raizio and Malice format, or you know, the first regional of the new season. So I was happy. I was focused on getting this invite because, you know, everybody that went there, they were all trying to get their invite. You know, the people that were there weren't just there to just mess around and have fun. People were seriously trying to get their invite. So even though there was a lot less people, it was a lot more competitive because the top cut of duelists had more quality than usual. I would say that, you know, a lot of people are scared for the next coming format. You know, as always, you know, even when Raizio and Malice was coming into the format, people were scared because, you know, it's a whole new format. You have to learn everything new, and you know, people already have a you know, substantial lead on you because they've been play testing that format for months or whatever. So, you know, I would just tell to those people, you know, just, you know, stay focused, take a deep breath. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
All right, thank you for that. Just remember, keep a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment on the video. We're gonna be making more content. Obviously, we're gonna have deck profiles for you, but we're gonna be making more content. So just comment down what you want to see. And again, congrats on your top. That's a pretty good accomplishment, topping the regional. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right,
See you guys.
peace.